All right, you petting dog.
I'm petting Bo.
There's Bo. Bo says hello. He's hot. It's hot out there. Hi, everybody. We're Mike and Jennifer.
Bo and I have been outside trimming some bushes.
Yeah.
So he's been keeping me company, so he's kind of hot right now.
Bo, say hi. That's our Bo. And we are live, and we are glad to see so many of you here. We had a little countdown at the beginning. It was kind of fun. I got a chance to interact with some of you through the chats. And Teresa, hey, Teresa, I like that. She says she's liking the countdown ideal. Well, that's good to know. We like having you like that kind of stuff. So anyway, we are Mike and Jennifer Wendland, and with Bo tonight, and we're delighted to have so many of you here. This is our Ask Us Anything chat, and we are in our home studio. And let's see. Oh, look over my shoulder there. See that? Is that cool or what? That's a picture, a sketch of Bo that was given to me for Father's Day by my granddaughter Wawa, who just turned 15 today. And I told her she should sketch dogs. She's really a great little artist. I told her she should sketch dogs and put the dog near somebody. Have somebody send them a picture of the dog, a picture of the road trek, and hey, I can fund this.
Or whatever RV.
We can fund this kid's education this way. So to art school. So. That's great. That's great. So we got a bunch of stuff we want to tell you about, and we got a lot of questions coming up. We see everybody checking in, and we will get there and talk to everybody as we move along here. But let's start with a couple of things. First of all, tomorrow in the newsletter, and here is a quick look at our newsletter tomorrow. If you've never seen our newsletter, that's kind of what it looks like, and it's it comes out every Monday, and you can subscribe to that newsletter right through we have a little subscribe thing on our roadtrekking.com blog, and let me just put that up between the two of us. See that? That's the blog. Just scroll down a little bit, and over here on the right hand side, you will be able to subscribe to our newsletter. Just go to roadtrekking.com, and again the blog is right there, and you can do it. So in our newsletter tomorrow, we have a really interesting story about national parks. Let me bring out another picture. Does this look familiar to you? Look at that. Remember that, Jennifer? We took that. That's at Yellowstone in the Lower Geisen. Look how crowded that is. That is typical of our national parks. So if that has driven you nuts and you want to know how to avoid that, we have a link on the newsletter tomorrow that explains some really good tactics for every one of our national parks on how to avoid those crowds. So get on there, subscribe tonight if you haven't already subscribed, and you will. By the way, when you subscribe from that link I showed you at roadtrekking.com, you get a free packing list too. And you'll get that newsletter every Monday. It'll be delivered into your email inbox. So that's tomorrow. Also tomorrow is in the newsletter is some information on one of our favorite road trips. Do you know what it is? Let's see if that reminds you of anything. Let me bring that picture up a little louder. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Bourbon Trail in Kentucky. So we got to tell you about that. That is a great road trip. We had a lot of fun there. So that's all coming up tomorrow as well. So that's the kind of stuff that we have. A couple of really quick questions that we got by email, then we'll get to your live questions in a second. This one came in from Rick, and let's read it. He says, Mike and Jen, we're considering full-timing in a Road Trek E-Trek. They have 2 Siberian Huskies, 7-year-old males. They're concerned about needing to put them in a small kennel when they're away. The Huskies are well behaved. They can't be trusted when it comes to chewing and scratching things. We are wondering how wide the floor is from the bathroom cabinet doors to the kitchen cabinets below the sink, thinking that they could put them in the kennel and the place in the walkway and the floor. And they say thanks for our help. Well, we did. I went out there and measured that for
22 inches?
How did you know that?
From trying to fit rugs in there.
Ah.
The narrowest point, 22 inches.
Yeah, I thought it was just under 23 because we have a Sprinter. The E-Trek's the same as the model we have, the Sprinter, and it's just, Jennifer says, it's a little over 22 inches. I should have asked you. I wouldn't have had to go out there and measure it.
Well, and then did you try it, I guess with the doors like somebody were in the bathroom and they're hooked,
Yeah.
measured. Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's 22 inches.
Yeah, so it's a tight squeeze for a kennel, and you'd have a rough time on that, Rich. And then one other question that just came in, and I want to get that one, and then we'll go to the live stuff. It says, thank you. We're retiring next year, looking to buy an RV, looking at a Class B or a TT, which is a towable trailer, and truck. Now leaning towards a Class B 24, 25-foot leisure van. Question: 25 feet does not really fit in normal parking places. So as we travel, how much of a problem will this be as we sightsee? And for this reason, we are leaning to the travel trailer truck, or would really prefer the benefits of a Class B. This comes from our friend Craig, who writes this. Thanks. Well, ours is just under 24. It's about 24 feet. The leisure's a little bigger, under almost 25.
B plus.
Why don't you answer that?
Well, that's a B plus.
Yep, it's a little bigger.
So it's a little wider. I don't know how many inches wider.
Yeah. Well, it's about that much wider, probably on both ends.
That's all? Oh, yeah, both sides.
Yeah, both sides. So what would you suggest to him on trail? I don't think it's a problem. We have the XL version. I just take 1.5 spots or park at the far back of the lot. We use ours for running errands all the time. Ours is, again, it's the XL version of the Sprinter. It's about 24 feet. If I got my e-bikes on the back, it's 25 or a little over. So it's not been a problem. Jennifer doesn't like it. She doesn't like that extra length.
That's just me.
Yeah. Well, so
I like one parking spot, whereas you need 2.5 or 1.5.
1.5. So there's Bo back again. Bo says he doesn't care. He doesn't like it anyway. And that's the other thing we want to share. Bo does not like RVing with us anymore. He does not like riding in that thing. I think he'd like once we're there, but it's so bumpy, that 4x4. So he has not been with us, and we leave in just a couple of days for another trip, and we're about 3/4 decided that we're probably not going to take him to that one either.
Because when we get to these trips, you're shooting a lot of video, you're working, and even though the area we're going is very dog friendly, we want him to be happy.
Yeah, so we're trying to debate how we can bring Bo, and it's going to be very hot, and we'll see. It's kind of a boondocking trip as well, so we're up in the air. Now that takes us to what we want to talk about tonight. We'll get to your questions here, and we'll take those really quick.
So, which one should he stay with, the B plus or go with the B?
Oh, back to Craig's question?
Yes.
I think you could do fine with that leisure van. It's a little taller and I don't know if it's taller, but it's a little wider.
It looks bigger.
Yeah.
It looks considerably
But at
larger.
25 feet, I think you'd be fine. It's not a problem to me. Jennifer is a little
We must have a raccoon.
There's a raccoon.
A raccoon alert.
Yeah, we live kind of in a real big wooded area here, and so Bo's telling us there's a raccoon out there. So try it. I think you'd be fine with it. I would not worry. Anything over that, 25 is about the limit for being able to park it in traditional parking spaces, and often you'll have to take two, or you kind of back in against the back barrier, over some grass or something. But I'm making it sound more complicated than it is. All right. So we want to talk tonight about summer travel plans. We want you to use the comments to tell us where you're going and if it's why you chose that area. And we'll share as many of those as we can as we after we get these questions, and we'll just scroll right down. So share that your summer travel plans and why you chose to go to that particular area. Our summer travel plans, well, they started 3 weeks ago. We just got back from a little over 3 week trip out to Montana and back. And we're home for a few days, and now we're off again.
We're going to go to North Carolina.
Yep, Bryson City, North Carolina, on the edge of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Beautiful place, one of our favorite places. We'll spend next Monday through Thursday, the 9th through the 13th there. And at the Smoky Mountain Meadows RV Park, we'll be doing whitewater rafting, kayaking, regular rafting, hanging out in a really cool town called Bryson City, North Carolina. And this is one of our road trekking gatherings. And we seem to be having them almost every month. And so we'll be out there with a number of other road trekkers. We probably will try and get there early Sunday night so we can do this program live from Bryson City, North Carolina next Sunday night. We'll see how the internet is, but that's our plans. So where are you going? Where do you think they're going?
Yellowstone.
Yeah, Yellowstone. All right, I'm going to go through all the comments here, and we'll kind of go through as many as we can. Lots of people just checking in and saying hi. We've got, let's see, we got Lori from Tallahassee. And Rhonda, thank you, Rhonda, says don't forget to hit the thumbs up. You know, we're trying to get this channel started, and thank you for saying that, Rhonda. You know, on YouTube, if you hit, YouTube really takes notice of that. So hit the little thumbs up, please, if you like our videos and stuff, and also obviously subscribe. Thank you for saying that to us, Rhonda. Richard says, what's your opinion of the Zion? We like the Zion.
I like it a lot.
What do you like about it?
I like the 2 twin beds, one on each side that you can make into a king-size bed. I like the way it's configured. I like it because it's shorter. I know you like having the extra room, but I like it just a little bit shorter. I just find it pleasant inside it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a neat. We kind of watched the first Zion, and then we've seen several of them now. There's a couple different models. They're very popular. Mm-hmm. Great gas mileage.
I've heard nothing but good things. Everybody seems to like them that has one.
Yeah, they like them a lot. Let's see. Can you guys explain why my 1990 Dolphin Ford F60 keeps stopping? Been towed several times without AAA. All fuel system been replaced. Hired several Southern California mechanics. No one knows what they're doing. Well, I can't help you out there, Domo. Other than that's almost a 30-year-old unit that you got there, and
you need a really good mechanic, and I don't know where you find one of those.
Yeah. So good luck with that. You need a great mechanic. Gene Smith. I purchased the RV. Started my first trip. I currently live in Phoenix, Arizona, traveling to Prescott, Arizona, where the weather's cooler. Any advice? I'll be pulling a 4,500-pound Jeep. Well, get away from Phoenix, man. You know that, Gene. It really is hot. It's really hot. So,
shouldn't have any problems.
Yeah. Prescott, I don't know what the temperature in Prescott is. It's a beautiful area. We stayed up there, I guess it was in March last time we were in Prescott, Arizona. So, but it's higher up and much cooler. We did Yellowstone early to mid-May. It was cooler but not crowded, says Rhonda. Yes, it's crowded now.
I want to go back in the winter. That is my goal.
So,
I don't know if we'll do it or not, but I'd like to.
We probably wouldn't take the RV, right? Or would? Yeah, I guess we could.
I don't know.
And stay. I don't know what's even open for.
To figure out
maybe
what's
in West
open.
Yellowstone. I think some places up in Gardner, Wyoming, we could stay there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we really both want to do a winter camp out there or get to Yellowstone.
I didn't even beg to go to Yellowstone when we were done with Glacier because it's so crowded in the summer.
Yeah,
I thought we've got to get there in May or else we got to get there in September, and that's hard because we have 2 grandsons who play football.
Yes.
So we're attending 100-degree football games.
Can you believe that they play 100-degree weather in Georgia? We're going. We didn't finish our summer travel, so we're off this week. We're heading to Great Smokies, and we'll be there for a week. Mm-hmm. Then we come all the way home, back up to Michigan. Michigan, is that right? Yeah, that's Michigan. And then we go from Michigan. Over to Cambridge, Ontario, for another owner's school at the Ehrenheimer Group. They brought us back. I guess they didn't think we did too badly at the last one.
They think we need to.
Or maybe we need to go back to owner's school, probably. Yeah. So we're going back there for owner's school. We have a little presentation that we do. We get to hang out with everybody at the what's the name of that campground? Bingaman's Campground up in Kitchener, Ontario. Road Trek is made in Kitchener and Heimer in Cambridge. They're very close to each other, and we'll be hanging out there. Then we come back from there immediately and go down to Memphis, Tennessee, and we've got a grandson who's in the Dizzy Dean World Series for 12-year-olds down there. Actually, we're a sponsor. Got our logo. I got this logo right here on a banner for their team in Memphis, and they're playing, and we're going to be down there to watch.
And Bo is not going there. It's too hot.
It's way too hot.
And we'll be sitting watching baseball games.
Oh, gosh, then we have...
So we'd have to board him.
We've got Algonquin, then we're going down to Florida, then we're going out to Kansas for a Longhorn cattle drive. So that's our plans. and who knows what else. And again, please post your travel plans below here, and we'll get to them. Okay, RJ says, say, do you need to put DEF in your RV? Ours is a diesel, yes. Diesel exhaust fluid is what DEF stands for.
And carry some with you.
Yeah, carry some with you, although now it's really widely available. I'll need some on this trip somewhere down there. And if I don't think I have a jug in the back of it, I might pick one up this week. But
just makes life
if
simpler.
not, yeah, it makes it simpler. But every big truck stop or rest area has one of those, and you can find it. Let's see. Sharon asks us, what brand and style of tire do you use? We have a Pleasureway and need new tires. Sharon, the only tires I buy myself, I have Continentals, which were the stock tires on our RV, but we buy Michelin. We buy this same size as our RV, whatever they are. We buy the Michelin tires, and we really notice it.
It drives much better.
Now, I had some alignment problems with ours, and so a couple of my tires wore a little uneven. And usually, I replace my tires about 50,000 miles, and we're not quite there yet on our current vehicle. But if we keep this one that long, we will probably put Michelins on it, because every time when I get myself, that's what we like.
And we had a little bit of a problem finding somebody who could align the tires right with the dual wheels in the back. It wasn't that easy to find somebody who did a good job.
Yeah, it wasn't. Jeff Foster heard Bo bark, and he says, raccoon stew. Yeah. All right, on to your travel things, and we'll intersperse it with the questions that you send. Let's see. This person, Scaventure RV, is Georgia to Vegas, picking up our Class A on August 1st. Yoo-hoo! And then full-time September 1st. Everybody give him a big round of applause. Love the tips we've obtained from all our videos. I think he means our videos. Well, that's great. Thank you very much, and congratulations. Enjoy that new, beautiful Class A. You're going to travel in comfort, and you're going to have a great time. Todd is going to Traverse City and Midland, Michigan. Traverse City, let's see, there's Michigan, right? Traverse City is right there, right about there, in the upper northwest part of the state. Over on this side is the Sleeping Bear Sand Dunes on Lake Michigan. Just a great area, so you're going to enjoy that. And Midland, Michigan, you got to look at, is right about there, just about there, in near the thumb of Michigan. So you'll have a great tap. Perhaps you've heard of it. Going to visit friends and family. We know Midland well. We know Traverse City well. Michigan's our home state. So, and we grew up not far from there.
Grew up in Bay City.
Bay City. It's our hometown. Yeah. John says, Janelle and I will be attending the gathering in Bryson City. John, we look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for sponsoring this event. Well, actually, the sponsor is Heimer and Road Trek. We are kind of just the smiling pretty faces, and all the work is done by Jan and Kiki. So we get to just greet you all and have fun and go out and play and take videos of you. Hey, speaking of videos, I just finished the Glacier video. I'm not quite 100% done, but it will be done. It will go up Thursday, and I'm really pleased with it. We had such a great time. We told everybody the story about the bear and the moose last week. Last week's live shot, and most of that is captured on video, and we kind of go through that whole thing. But there's just some great photos, and if you've never been to Glacier, you'll want to see it. If you were there, you'd love it, but I'm really excited about that. That video goes up on Thursday, and we had fun doing that.
It was a great time.
Yep. Luke says, I think I've read that there's a gathering planned for Disney this fall, but can't find any of the information. Where would this information be? This is not like one of our road trekking gatherings, Luke. It's actually kind of just an informal group. A friend of ours, a guy, road trekker named Pogo, has just announced that he was going to go there, and people started on our Facebook group, our road trekking Facebook group. And people just started signing up, and we like Disney.
So we decided we would go.
So we're going. I think there's 50, 60 people going, and we've booked it at Camp Wilderness. And I don't remember the dates. It's in November. But
first week in November. I don't have my calendar handy.
If you go to the Road Trekking Facebook group, just ask when is the Disney dates and what is the details. Somebody will probably will be able to let you know there. And maybe somebody even watching this video knows, and if they put it on, we'll share it. Teresa, she is a weekend warrior, and she plans to vacation on her RV in New England till the end of August. Lots of kayaking, beach time, and using our season passes at a theme park in southern Connecticut. That's a great way to go, Teresa. I envy you. That sounds like you're going to have a lot of fun. Scott asked us, do you ever do HF when traveling? Do you know what that means?
No.
It means my ham radio stuff here. This is my ham radio. Actually, all my gear is right over there. I'm not going to bore all you with that. He's K1 SMK, and I, as you saw right here, I am KZRH is my call.
You were going to do that this weekend.
Yeah, I was. He hopes to do some SOTA. Those are summits on the air, the top of mountains, and POTA, which is parks on the air. And that's what he wanted to do. I carry my HF gear with me, and I have never fired it up. I was going to fire it up out in Montana. I'll have it with me in North Carolina. If people ask about it, maybe I'll set it up. But I do very little on the road. I have UHF, VHF gear for you ham radio guys. That's they know what I'm talking about. And I travel listening to 146.52 across the country. Never has anyone called me on it. Ever. But I listen to it anyway. I keep it. It's backup communication. It is I love this hobby, but heck, I can talk to the world on YouTube. So what did you just say tonight? You said, this is my new ham radio, right? Yeah. So that's good. Michael says, where can we find the road trekking gathering schedule? At roadtrekking.com, the website. And do I have a link to that here that I can put up? I thought I did, but maybe not. It's roadtrekking.com. You can just go there and search for schedule. Most of the events for this year are sold out, and the 2019 schedule has not yet been posted. I'm hoping we get that worked out over the next few weeks so we can get everybody to plan. Sharon says, we are going to Niagara Falls at the end of July. Originally, we thought of going there in October, but thought it might be too cold to go. Cave of Winds and Maid of Mist boat rides. What a great trip that will be. Good photos. And, I don't know how cold it is in October in Niagara Falls, but, at the end of the month, it could probably get pretty cool. Sometimes October...
Depends on where you're from as to how cold it is.
Sometimes October is like the most beautiful weather anywhere, isn't it? Yeah. Let's go. We've got Simply the Best Quilting says. I'd have you read it, but you don't have your glasses on, right? No, she's helping me. We travel for my business. I'm a traveling quilt digitizing teacher. What the heck is that? He probably makes design. That's really cool. I'm a traveling quilt digitizing teacher. We were in the Great Smokies in May. Beautiful area. We'll have trips to Springfield and northern Minnesota in the next couple months. Well, that is awesome. I'm not sure what that is. Send me a note on that. That's one of the activities we always like to do in our talks and presentations. We talk about all the different uses people have for their RV and how it enhances different lifestyles. Quilting, it's a pretty big deal.
It is. A lot of people like it.
Okay, so yeah, good for you. That's a great trip. All right. Let's see. You have answered this before. Do you have problems with mice or rodents? And if so, how do you handle keeping them from getting into the RV? I always appreciate your input.
Mice are really a problem. Our son, who just bought a travel trailer, is filled with mice. He's got mice. And he has a problem.
He keeps it in his backyard.
Right.
Yeah.
And people who store it, I wonder, when you store it on a lot, how do you know it's not going to get filled up with mice? So what's the best way to keep the mice out?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's a million things. It's like, how do you stop flies and mosquitoes from biting you? There's a million solutions. None of them really work. Mouse traps, you want to fill up every possible hole that you have, but they'll find it. They'll find a way in. Some people say those laundry, what do you call them? Those fabric softener sheets for your laundry, that those work. There's mice repellent stuff that you can buy at RV shops. We have been blessed not having a mice problem. I think it's probably because we use our RV so much. We're always on the road.
I know. We went camping up in the woods one summer in Michigan, and a mouse got in. We had a pop-up camper then. Got in the top of it and had babies. And the next week when we went back, she was carrying the babies out, but she was running around, scurrying around in there. It's like impossible to keep mice out.
Yeah, it is. We've been really lucky in ours. Other people have. There's lots of different solutions, but none are foolproof other than trying to fill up all those holes. And if you store your RV, it becomes even more of a challenge, particularly in the fall, late fall, when it gets really cold. That's when the mice try to get in.
Maybe if somebody has some ideas of things that are more natural. I mean, our home, we have a professional exterminator who comes.
Yeah.
Because we live in the country, and the fall, the mice come.
You know, and obviously not leaving food in the RV and sweeping it out, cleaning it out after every use so there's no crumbs. That's a big thing you got to do.
It's still a nice warm place where they want to come.
Yeah, in the winter. Yep, it is. It is.
Even any time of year. It's summer.
Excuse me. Here's Rhonda, who says Bryson City, which is where we're going next week, is a quaint little town, and the train too. You just found out about that train.
Looking up the Bryson City, looking at it, looking at the train, and thinking that I thought we should probably take the train for a ride.
Yep. So we're going to try that.
Pretty pictures.
Tom is going to Cape May, New Jersey. That's a beautiful area. We have never really been there, so we need to.
Can't get you east.
Well,
we don't get real far east.
I'd like to get east.
West. We kind of stay in the middle.
Yeah. Well, we always have goals to spend a couple months up in California and the Pacific Northwest, and we usually get stopped about Montana and just say we're not leaving. We love it here. Steve, camping at Holland State Park in Michigan.
We like Holland State Park. We've been there.
Any advice on how to get my 2015 Zion's awning to extend? It's stuck after extending for 2 to 3 inches outside its cowling. Have you tried reaching up and kind of just giving it a little pull? That would be my suggestion. Or take it into an RV repair shop. Sometimes if you just pull in and say, hey, what do I do? These guys see this all the time, and maybe they'll take you. I hear horrible stories this time of year, though, about people trying to get their RVs fixed. That all these RV service centers are so busy that sometimes you got to wait months to see it, literally months. The recommendation you and I always give is a mobile RV tech. Just about every place in the country has mobile RV techs. Look up the nearest one.
I don't know how old the RV is, but
Can't
it's still
be
under
too old.
warranty.
It's a Zion, so 2015, so it should work. It's still under warranty from Heimer, so call them 1-888-ROAD-TREK. That's their number, and they'll give you some great advice there, and maybe they'll even get it fixed up. Tony says, how many miles this year? Wow, gosh, we've gone 20,000 probably.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I haven't been keeping track.
I don't monitor you.
Are we going to have a podcast on about that?
Yeah, aren't you working on your little? You're going to keep track of all that starting.
Yeah, this next trip, I got a little book, and I'm just going to keep track of everything, every day.
Every day.
How many miles? What time we start? Expenses. I'll just kind of keep track.
Julia says, hi, Mike and Jennifer. I'm curious whether you ever lie down on the sofa or bed while the other's driving. If you have any safety concerns about not being belted in. No, we don't. I mean, we wouldn't let kids do it. But it is so bumpy when you're driving. Tell them how you ride.
10 minutes.
I tried it just when you were driving coming home from Montana last week.
It lasted 10 minutes.
10 minutes. And I'm
I
yelling.
can sleep back there unless it really gets bad. I mean, some of the roads out there are just horrendous.
Yeah.
But I usually lay on pillows. I'll get our big pillows and put those on the seat, and I lay on the pillows. And then you relax and just kind of go with the bumps.
I look back and it's like she's levitating sometimes back there. It's pretty crazy.
When I'm tired, I can sleep.
Yeah. Jeff says, I can't handle the heat anymore. We're having a heat wave here in Oswego, New York. Jeff, that's all across the country, all across the Midwest to the East Coast. And it's pretty amazing. So it's crazy out there. While you're in KW, check out the Laurel Creek Conservation Area in Waterloo. We were just there. That's Kitchener-Waterloo area when he talks about KW. We were just there at the last owner show. That was in April, wasn't it? And we were right there, camped right next to the Laurel Creek Conservation Area. Very nice woodsy area. We were on the edge of at another campground that was right on the edge of that. But yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful state. Here's Tom agreeing on our choice of Michelin tires. A big tip that helped us last year visiting the national parks: get up early and explore. Visited in July, August, September, and no problem with crowds. When she says early, we're talking, you want to be there at 6:37 in the morning. And if you can get your main driving done between 6 and 9, you're in great shape. Here's the thing about national parks. About 9 o'clock, the tour buses come in. And they come in tour bus after tour bus. And that's where, thousands of people come. Do you know how many people? Suppose the entire population of the United States visited our national parks. Well, they did last year. 331 million people visited our national parks. That's pretty close to the population of the U.S. So if you are going in the summer, you got to get there really early. And then, after about 4, 5, 6, and it stays light till 10 o'clock out west at the parks out west. Then it gets a little better because the tour buses go back, but you have to be there early.
And once we lucked out when we were at Yellowstone because it rained and everybody else, cut down on the number of people there and kind of had the place to ourselves. It was great.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Noreen says, can't wait to see that video. She's talking about our glacier video. That will be up on Thursday right here in our YouTube channel. And Noreen also says that November is a great time to go to Disney. Yep, that's where we're going. We have never been to
Halloween.
Right after Halloween. We've never been to Disney without kids or grandkids, so this is going to be fun. We are taking Bo, but Bo gets to stay at a Disney dog resort while we're there.
Because they don't let dogs in Disney.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Do you think having our 26-foot camper roof sealed for $800 is too much?
No idea.
I have no idea. That I don't know. I know what kind of a guarantee do they get? Have you got other bids? Always. I don't know anything about having your roof sealed. We haven't had to ever do that on our little motorhomes, but I know it's recommended on campers and travel trailers and bigger older units. So check it out. Get a couple estimates. I'm not sure whether $800 is a good price or not. It seems a little steep for just a 26-foot roof.
Depends on how reputable they are, what kind of job they do.
Yeah. So ask for references. You know how that goes, and ask them, for pictures and what's their warranty like, all that sort of stuff. That's pretty good. How long have you two worked for Road Trek to sell RVs? This is one of those questions. You answer it.
We don't work for Road Trek.
Never have. We don't work for Road Trek. We don't sell RVs. If you've listened, how many times I've talked about every other kind of RV tonight. I don't sell RVs. But we get people.
Sell the lifestyle.
We sell the lifestyle, and we've been doing that for 7 years. Why somebody would think we work for Road Trek, I don't know, other than the fact that we drive one, and we called our blog Road Trekking, but that's what we do. We go trekking in our Road Trek.
And we bought a Road Trek,
a
used Road Trek, our first RV.
Now, they're a sponsor. They're a sponsor, but so is Verizon and a bunch of RV dealers and e-bikes and all that stuff. But we don't work for Road Trek. We say this every week, but I know there are some of you trolls out there that just like to raise that question, and, they get mad. Let's go to Two Dreamin'. There's Simply the Best Quilting. We've been the first ever van crafters in the Rockies at the B-15 van rally last month. So van crafters, that's a really interesting group. I've been meaning to do I want to do a podcast interview with that. Would you send me a private message or an email? And I want to talk to somebody from van crafters. That is a really cool idea. These are people who do crafts on the road. They may go to trade shows, they may be artists, quilters, and they do it in their vans. So that's really cool. I'd love to do a podcast episode on that. We were at our glacier gathering, and a couple of our people wanted to do a creative being creative in a camper seminar while we were at Glacier.
Writing.
About writing, people who wanted to write, or bloggers, or somebody else wanted to be on YouTube, and so we attended it, and I was surprised there were like 20 some people there. We filled the whole room. And this Wednesday on our podcast, I'm interviewing a best-selling author and an RVer. This guy's got a whole series of thriller books out there. They're best-selling books, and he talks about how to write a book in your RV and being creative in your RV. So there's a lot of people who are indulging in their creativity and making a little extra money and doing it in an RV. So that will be pretty good. Hi to Maureen, who says she's heading to Manning Park in British Columbia in a travel trailer and spending some time with the grandkids. You can't go wrong with that. Carl says, what do you think is the largest size RV that would be practical for boondocking in BLM land and stuff? Carl, I think anything over 25 feet, maybe 27 tops for a Class C, you're pushing it. The key isn't so much getting there. It's, being able to turn around and leave, find a level spot. So I'm thinking for lots of boondocking, 25 to 27 feet. We've been to places where we've gone down very narrow roads and I've had to turn around. And how long does it take?
Depends on what part of the country they're going to be boondocking in.
Well, BLM is mostly out west. So,
okay.
Yeah. So I think 25, 27 is about the best that you can do. Kristen says, hello from Minnesota. Are you able to store your Class B at home or do you rent a garage? No, we store it right in our driveway. We don't really store it because we use it year-round. We camp year-round. Every month of the year we camp. And we drive it everywhere.
We just added a little pull-out on our driveway and it parks, and it's a van, and it's fine. I wouldn't live in a neighborhood where it couldn't park in our driveway.
And I wouldn't want to
park it.
I mean, what's the point in getting an RV and then storing it?
I'd worry about the mice.
I'd worry about the mice. Yeah, I really would. So we just added a little bit of asphalt to our driveway, and I put in a 30 amp supply out there. You can find a video on it. Just search around for Mike's RV, or if you look through our videos, you'll see it, and you'll see where we keep it in our driveway. But we use ours also when we're not RVing, which is pretty rare these days, but we use it as a second vehicle. So it's pretty good. In general, when and where do the next year's RV models be announced and shown? It's a good question. What would you say?
Well, Louisville is no more.
Well, I'd say Hershey.
Oh, definitely.
They bill Hershey as America's largest RV show. It's in September. We will be there this year, and it is huge. I mean, it is huge. There's really 3 big shows, but Hershey is the biggest, they say. Now, I think the California show near Pomona and the one at Tampa probably rivals it in size and stuff, but Hershey advertises America's largest. And it's become the traditional opening show for the next year's season. And I think it's the first week of September. I don't have the dates offhand. We will be there, and we'll be hanging out with our friends at Heimer, our sponsors. And you can find us at their booth. They'll let you know the times, and we'll do lots of meet and greets. But we love Hershey, and
I love Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
I look forward to going.
It's a fun ride out. And then we're also going the next month in October out to Pomona, California, and the big RV show there. And then in January, it's the RV Super Show in Tampa, Florida. So depending on where you live, Sandblaster, one of those 3 shows. If you want to see the very first look at them, the best place to go is probably Hershey in that first week of September, and you'll be able to find it. I need to apologize about my voice. It's been how many months?
3 months.
About 3 months that I sound like I have a cold, but I don't think I do. So I'm going to an ear, nose, and throat guy tomorrow. We're going to try and figure out what's wrong with it and see where we can go. All right, let's jump through. We're winding down here. We got lots of questions. Are you guys going to the Travelers Camp Fest in Colorado on July 10th? No, we're going to be in Bryson City, North Carolina on July 10th at our road trekking Wild Whitewater Rapids gathering there on the Nantahala River. So we won't be out that way. Carl, do you pack a vacuum for beach camping? How do you keep sand out? We do have a little vacuum. Most of the time, we just sweep it out. I just
sweep it out. I've just got one throw rug in there by the door, so I can shake that out, and then I just sweep it out. We have a lot of dog here.
Yeah, so there you go. John, best way to avoid mice, to use it as much as possible. Well, that's been our theory, John, and that's what we're doing. So, and Sharon says she uses Fresh Cab mice repellent. Seems to work good. Even put it on the outside shed and no mice all winter, and it smells good. There you go. Give that a try. See how it works.
I turned to a professional to handle our mice in our home after I had bought some repellent at a store, and I put it here and there, and I had a sofa, and I moved the sofa, and I lifted up a cushion, and the mice had taken all the pellets and were storing them in the sofa. And I thought, okay, that takes care of that, because we had a dog, and I thought she was a good eater. She might have eaten those pellets. So I thought, I'm going to a professional. I'm not going to do this myself anymore after that.
There you go. Can you dry camp and be able to use the bathroom functions? Sure. Yeah, you have a water pump, and it runs off your 12-volt system, and you have a water storage tank, and so you use your toilet facilities, and you flush it, and the water pump, is powered by 12 volts, and just like as if you're hooked up to regular steady water. So never a problem. Yay, Bryson City. I am from North Carolina. Love our mountains. Go to Sylvia and drive up to Glenville. It's gorgeous. That whole area, North Carolina, it really is a beautiful place.
I was looking at Sylvia.
Were you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we were just kind of looking today. Sharon, will you be in Florida next spring? We'll be there in March and April. We have been trying to attend one of your outings, but it never seems to work out. We will be in Florida. We'll be there. Gosh, I know we'll be there in January.
We'll have to let you know.
Tampa show, and we're planning a pretty big road trekking gathering in January in Florida. Details to be announced. We're going out to Texas in February, March, but then we'll be probably back to Florida. But the only gathering we're going to have that I know of that we're talking about for 2019 in Florida is in January. And the details haven't been set, so I can't really announce too much of it because you never know. Carl, happy 200 episodes. Hey, thank you. He's talking about our podcast.
I know, we're getting there.
Yeah, this Wednesday's podcast will be episode number 199, and then we'll do number 200. He says, we'll have champagne to celebrate for you at our site when it launches. Thank you, Carl. That's great. I don't know, how do you celebrate a podcast, but 200 episodes be a week from Wednesday. What do we do? How do we celebrate?
I don't know.
We need to have a celebration. Some of you people are creative. Let us know. We need to figure out a way to celebrate our 200th anniversary. One thing you could do is call up and leave us a voice message. We have, on the Road Trekking blog there, roadtrekking.com, there's a little leave voice message. We'll start collecting those. You can give us how you use the podcast, what it's meant to you, and we can put kind of a bunch of those together. That'd be really fun. Bet nobody will do that, but we'll ask you to do it anyway. That'd be fun. Or you can send me an audio file, and we can use it. Michael says, speaking of grandkids, when you visit, do you stay in the RV or move into a spare room?
Both.
Yeah. More often than not, we stay in the RV.
We like to stay in the RV, but
it's our room,
kids want us to come into their homes. They don't understand that we like the RV.
Everything we have is there. You don't have to carry stuff in. Driveway camping is what we use. Let's see. Jim says, you ever been to Arkansas? We've driven through Arkansas. No, I guess we did camp there. We camped at one of those big waterfalls there in Arkansas and enjoyed that. But we haven't been there in a couple of years. We've kind of driven through it, but we haven't been there in a couple of years, so that's good. All right, I'm getting, my voice is kind of giving up. Oh, here's the dates for the Hershey Show, September 12th through the 16th. Thank you, Tom, for looking that up. I have it on my calendar someplace, but I just don't remember. But we'll be there for that, and I think we'll be there probably the 13th through the 15th or so. 2 or 3 days we usually stay, and we get a chance to see everything, and it's always fun to look and see. For getting rid of the mouse, Matt says, get a cat. Maybe that's
Bo
why
would like that.
Bo would like a cat. I think Bo would like a cat.
He's pretty social.
Yeah, he would.
My daughter has a guinea pig, and he likes the guinea pig.
Yeah. Let's see. Are the Corrado Banff and the Axion built at the Heimer plant? I believe they are, asked Chris. I believe they are. Yeah, they're both Heimer. So, yeah, they are built at their Cambridge plant, I believe is where you'd find it. Jeff says, do you recommend turning off the water pump after each use while boondocking? No, because it only draws power when you flush it. And only briefly. So no, we never turn it off. Never turn it off, except when we're plugged into city water, which is very rare. Most of the time, we go to a campsite that has full hookups. We don't use them. That's another reason we don't like to go to campgrounds. Most
we're
campgrounds.
Paying for all that, and we're not using it.
We don't need it. We have solar, and we got the lithium batteries, and
fill up the water tank,
and
we're good.
I mean, we get 5-6 days out of our water tank, and we don't have to empty the black tank for 5 or 6 days, even longer sometimes, or the gray tank either. So we seldom use any of those facilities. And the Wallman asked, any tips for a newbie towing a 32-foot travel trailer, backing them up? Just a little nervous. Our son, who has a 27-footer, he talked about that. He practiced a couple times, but he said, invariably the first time you go, there's all these guys with beers in their hands standing around watching you try and back it up. But just go practice. Here's the best advice. On a early morning or late at night, hook it up and go to a big parking lot near you and practice having somebody give you directions, stand behind it, and use the hand signals, whatever you're going to use, and try backing it back several times. Or best yet, pick a site that has a pull-through. That's it. All right, we are about done. Thank you guys for sharing all of your plans. And again, we got a lot coming. We've got the newsletter tomorrow, and again, you get those tips on how to avoid the crowds at specific national parks, all the big ones. And you can, if you're not a subscriber to the newsletter, just go over to roadtrekking.com. And Wednesday is the podcast, how to write a book in a camper, being creative in a camper, and we got lots of news then that we'll be passing along. Thursday on the YouTube channel here is our video that we'll release about our trip out to Glacier. And also the interviews that we do for the podcast, we're now putting those up on YouTube as well, so you can actually see the person we're interviewing. And if you guys have questions have suggestions of both videos you'd like us to do or podcast topics you'd like us and people to interview, would you drop us a note? You can use the comments here, or even better than that, if you just drop us an email. And I think I have my email. Let me see if I should put my sunglasses on, but where do I have my email address? Yeah, here it is. You can drop me an email at this address right there. Right there. That's hard to do. Try and touch it with your finger. Oh, see?
Yeah, that is. Everything's opposite.
Yeah, it's right there. It's really weird. So that's my email. And if you would send me an email about any of the podcast episodes you'd like to do, if you know people we should interview, we would love to get it. If you've got tips that Jennifer should share on the podcast, that's the address to use. It'll get to both of us. And I love to get your emails. It's just a lot of fun, and it keeps us going.
You're so late. Bo's gone to bed.
Has he?
Yeah.
I thought we were taking him for a walk.
Well, I think it's past his bedtime.
Last question: when buying a road trek, is the solar and lithium batteries extra? Oh, sure. How much solar do you want? You can get 1 panel, 6 panels. How much lithium batteries do you want? So all that is an option. Or do you want any at all? Sometimes somebody doesn't want any. And one last thing, this is really good for the guy who was asking about the travel trailer. Use walkie-talkies for the person helping guide you.
Boy, that's really a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It avoids it's much more relaxing versus yelling. And teach the person behind you to stand so that they can see themselves in the driver's side mirror. so that when they're giving you directions, you see them in the mirror instead of having them point when you can't see them. So give it a try. Just practice. Practice is everything makes perfect. Hey, thank you guys. We love you. We love doing these. Next week we will be live, we hope, from North Carolina. And if you tune in on a Sunday night and we're not live, let us know. Hope you like this new software. We've got some other plans so that we can actually go simultaneously on Facebook, our Facebook page, and on YouTube here. We're working all that out. We're Mike and Jennifer Wendland, and Bo has gone to bed.
He's gone to bed.
Yeah.
We're up too late for him.
Have a great week, everybody, and happy Canada Day to all of our watchers in Canada. Today is actually Canada Day. Tomorrow you celebrate it with the day off work, and happy 4th of July to all of our viewers in the United States. Woohoo! We're going to go watch the fireworks at Greenfield Village with the Detroit Symphony Orchestra playing on Wednesday night. So that's how we're celebrating the 4th. Right now, we're saying bye. Happy trails, everybody.